What motivated me is the 9 years I've spent talking before the council to try and make changes to our police department and make the city a little better, which is the way I was raised. Always leave things a little better. 6 months ago, people started approaching me and say, Ron, why don't you run? We believe that you may make a difference, and I thought about it and considered it. Honestly, the day before filing, I had several people approach me, and it just kind of made me think maybe I need to start knocking on some doors. And I went and got the paperwork, and I did. And they were looking for a different direction like I am. A little better Davenport. I'm proud to be from Davenport, but I'd like to be a little prouder.
What needs to happen? Go ahead.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
sorry.
what's going wrong? What needs to happen?
What's going wrong? It's not so much going wrong, it's the fact that we as a city have decided amenities seem to be a great thing, which they are. But when you only take a few $100,000 out of a grant to help the citizens truly in need and decide to build a park, I have a little concern over that. Public safety, we have a wonderful chief I've talked with, I've worked with. They formed the Will Initiative in honor of my son who was killed, which is a program to help crime victims' families and deal with them and get them the help they need, because that night I didn't get help. I waited 9 hours in the hospital to see my son. Officer walked in and said, coroner says no, go home. So that was the start of my motivation 9 years ago. I tried talking with the chief. I've met with him a few times. I've spoken before the council to try and push issues. Maybe not all my issues or the best things we can push for, but my point being, going before the council is to start them talking.
What kind of changes do you think should be made at the police department? I mean, it sounds
Police-
like you think there are still changes that need to be
Yes.
made. Yeah, okay.
Part of the problem is we've handcuffed our police department. They're not a department that can arrest its way out of this. They're a department that needs the tools and the resources in order to stem, to keep the status quo, as it were, to try and be a part of the community, more a part, which they're doing now through their different programs, but to try and, like the Nets program was the greatest example they had. The officers knew the kids in the neighborhood. The kids weren't afraid to talk to them. We just need to keep building that trust, and right now, they're saying we need more training and other things for the officers, but we're limited because we can't pull 10, 12 people off the street and send them for additional training because we're burning our officers out right now with the overtime. I think we need additional 10 to 20 officers, and it's gonna hurt us as a city somewhere in order to come up with the financing, but they have to have the tools to get what they need to try and stem some of this crime. And I believe we also need to work with the nonprofits more, because their ability to stretch a dollar is just wonderful. I worked for the Sisters several years ago for 5 years, property management, and what they could do with a dollar just amazed me.
Sisters of Humanity.
Yes.